Hey everyone, it's Emily here, and the BookTube-A-Thon is coming up this month, July 18th. It starts. Can I just say I am super relieved it's not during Vita this year, because then maybe I could actually, not go crazy. That's great. Yeah. Anyway, I will leave the links all around for the BookTube-A-Thon announcements and all that stuff, and I'm super excited, and Ariel just announced all of the challenges, and so I have my BookTube-A-Thon TBR to share with you. So the first challenge for the BookTube-A-Thon is to read a book with yellow on the cover, and I have two options that I can use for this challenge. So I could read Forever in Blue, the fourth summer of the Sisterhood, because at the end of the BookTube-A-Thon is when the last week for our Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants read-along starts, and so I might be able to read Forever in Blue for the BookTube-A-Thon to wrap up the read-along as well. Or if for some reason I can't get to that book, I have Summer Days and Summer Nights, edited by Stephanie Perkins. It's a compilation of fun, sweet, young adult romance stories for the summer. I've had this book on my shelf ever since it came out because I was super excited about it, but for some reason I haven't had the chance to read it yet. And so I feel like this might be a fun one for the BookTube-A-Thon because it kind of just like breeze through each of the short stories, and so hopefully I could do this one or Forever in Blue, and they're both appropriate because they're both about summer, and we're in the middle of the summer, and that's great. The next challenge was to read a book that you learned about or wanted to read simply from a booktube, and for me that book is The Steep and Thorny Way by Kat Winters. This is also my book club pick of the month. It is a young adult historical diverse retelling of Hamlet. And if that doesn't sound awesome to you, I don't know what would sound awesome, and I'm really excited for it, and I've just been hearing about this and a bunch of people's videos and booktubers raving about this book, and so I just figure I'm going to read this book this month anyway. Might as well keep it for the BookTube-A-Thon. Then there is the challenge of reading a book that is older than you, and I picked The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. I got this in my owl crate a few months ago, and I'm obsessed with this cover because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful. And I've been wanting to read this book anyway because it's kind of one of those really significant science fiction-y time travel ones that is just kind of a staple for the genre, and also it's super short, and short books are great for readathons because you got to get through a lot of books, and so the shorter the better. Then for the challenge of reading a book by a favorite author, I have two different options. One of them is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. It's another really short one, and I've been dying to read this book. It looks fantastic. I've heard it's fantastic, and I adore Neil Gaiman. I will read basically anything that he writes, so this is definitely an option. Or I could read The New Hunger by Isaac Marion. This is a prequel novella to Warm Bodies, and Warm Bodies is one of my favorite books. I adore that book, and I read it, and I was like, Isaac Marion, you need to write more things, and he did write another thing, and so this is another option because it's also super short, and so I might read this as well for the book by a favorite author. Then there is the challenge of to read a book that you only read it after the sun has set, so after dusk. And I decided I will do one of my 3 short books for that challenge because most of my nighttime after sunset hours are spent at work, and so it's not like I get off work and then I can go home and relax for the rest of the night. Usually I'm relaxing and getting things done during the day, then at night I'm going to work because I work usually like 3 to 11. And so I need something short that I can read like on my break and maybe read a chapter or 2 before I go to bed. And so I figured one of these short ones will be great for that challenge. I haven't decided which one yet, but it's going to be one of these. And the final challenge is to read 7 books because it's a 7-day long book readathon. So for my 7th book, I chose Girls in Pants, the third summer of the Sisterhood, because we'll be wrapping up the week for the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants read-along at the beginning of the BookTube-A-Thon. And so I'm hoping this will be the first book I could kind of just punch through and read through real quick so that way I can get it done and then move on to the other books. So hopefully that will happen. I also have put it in requests for the audiobooks of these two books, so that way, in case I'm reading one of these other ones, I can be listening to one of these while I'm in the car and be reading multiple books at the same time, because that is just really the way to go when you have a readathon. Like, honestly, audiobooks are great for readathons because you can be listening to it in the car. Like, I'm in my car at least 2 hours a day for my commute to work, and so it just is, that's so much wasted reading time. And so audiobooks are great for that, and I can get all of those things done. So there we have it. That is my TBR for the BookTube-A-Thon. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the video challenges yet. I think we'll see as the week goes on, because I also might be traveling during the week of the BookTube-A-Thon, towards the end of the week, and so we'll see what kind of time I have. And yeah, that's going to be a play it by ear sort of deal, but maybe I should be able to do some of like the Instagram stuff, because I think last year they did Instagram challenges, so that should be good. And yeah, so there we go, my TBR. Oh, look at that, I am so strong. I am awesome. Alright, let me know if you are doing the BookTube-A-Thon, what you're planning to read. I want to watch your TBR videos. Put it down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.